Hi, I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and my pet peeve for today is bad drivers. Pet Peeves is brought to you by my website, FletcherRhoden.com. That's where you can find links to things like my author page at Amazon.com. That's where you can buy my books in paperback or for Kindle or an audiobook format. And there's also a link to my Spotify artist page. That's where you can download my records. I got a lot of them. In 2024, I had a 4-record set called Quadrilogy. And in 2025, I have a brand new pop album called I'm Possible. Now you can download those from Spotify or from anywhere all over the internet where you can download music. If you like to download your favorite music at any website, you can download mine there too. But at my website, FletcherRhoden.com, there's free music that you can get only there. So check it out. All right. The pet peeve for today is bad drivers. Now, if you know this show, you've probably seen my Pet Peeves webisode on people who aren't looking where they're going. Okay? Now, drivers do this a lot, particularly with the right turn when they're stopped waiting to make a right turn and they're always looking to their left at the oncoming traffic, and they're never looking at the oncoming pedestrian traffic that comes in from their right, which means they often will move ahead. Sometimes they'll ease forward, getting ready to make their move, and then they turn, they see they were about to hit someone. So, that's bad. But that's people not looking where they're going. That's not limited to drivers. That's people in supermarkets. That's pedestrians. That's all kinds of people. But let's just talk specifically about drivers. Bad drivers. Bad drivers are bad. Okay? They're dangerous. Bad drivers kill people. Unlike a lot of my pet peeves, which are really just annoying. That's why they're pet peeves. Bad drivers are lethal. They kill you. Or themselves. Or they only maim or disable or dismember you. Not so bad, not so good. Vehicular accidents amount to a staggering number of injuries, deaths, medical bills, changes of life that can be irreversible and terribly consequential. An athlete can lose his ability to earn a living, so can an artist. So can just about anybody who gets hit on the head hard enough. Now, most bad drivers drive cars because most vehicles on the road, I believe, are Class C vehicles. That's cars, sedans and pickup trucks. Coupes, things of the sort. Not commercial trucking vehicles and not motorcycles. It's mostly cars because people think they're pretty safe in a car. A car is like a room around you. There are 4 walls, there's a roof, and there's a floor. And it's the wind can't get in, and if you don't want it to, it's insulated against the elements. You can control the climate in it. You have an entertainment center. It's very much like a moving room. It's designed to be that way. It's designed to make you feel like you're in your living room. They made cars to be that way. But the problem is, you feel very safe when you're in your living room. Who are you going to hurt in your living room? No one. You're just sitting on the couch, maybe listening to some music. Maybe you're drinking a cup of coffee, smoking a cigarette. Where's the harm in that? And the only real difference is you're just doing that, and instead of watching the TV, you're looking at this big windshield in front of you, very much like a TV, and you're sort of avoiding things and navigating around. Coffee, cigarette, got the couch, got the climate control. It's all very relaxed. That's when the accidents happen, though, right? That's when things get bad. when things are too relaxed. Things are a little too easy, a little too comfortable. You get lazy. You start to not pay attention to your surroundings. That's bad. Now, some people will tell you when they're drinking, when they're drunk, when they're alcohol inebriated, that then they're better drivers because they're more alert. Because they're drunk and they don't want to get caught. So they're going to be hyper alert. But that's not true. A drunk driver is worse than a regular driver. And most regular drivers are terrible. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is notorious for bad drivers. Because a lot of them are out-of-towners. Because there's a lot of construction going around in this town. Because a lot of people are drunk at all hours. And because they're in a hurry. Either they're exuberant because they're on vacation in Vegas, or because they're impatient because they're on a vacation in Vegas. They don't want to spend their Vegas vacation driving around. They drove here from LA. They drove here from Phoenix. They drove here from Colorado. They don't want to be driving. They want to be drinking and gambling and doing the things they imagined themselves doing. Having sex with a showgirl, I imagine. So they're hurrying to get to where they want to be. And driving on Tropicana Boulevard ain't gonna cut it for vacation style fun in Las Vegas. They want to be at a table with something, drinking something and looking at something and lights and all that. So it's a bad town to be a driver in. If you're a regular local driver, you're constantly worried about the tourists. Constantly. And not only the tourists, but the drunks. And a lot of them aren't tourists. They're locals. Because we got a lot of drinking here in Vegas. So a lot of drinking and a lot of tourism and a lot of construction which diverts traffic to other streets. See, people, you can't drive up and down the Las Vegas Strip. There's too much construction, there's too much traffic. You have to take an alternative. And there are several on each side of the strip, but it's not a perfect grid. So you kind of sometimes have to go a bit far out of your way to find a thoroughfare that'll go down as far south or as far north as you want it to go, so you don't have to keep zigzagging around. But then, and these blocks are long. Everything in Vegas, you think the hotel is right over there, but it's like a mile away. And the blocks are all long. Something could be 4 blocks away, but a block could be a quarter mile. So when you find yourself on one of these big open streets, like let's say Flamingo, and you're off the strip, where it's congested and crowded, suddenly you can move fast, and there's a lot of time between lights. And that encourages people to speed. Because now it's the open road, and now I can make up for lost time, and now I'm buzzed, and I want to get where I'm going. There are great stretches of dark street where there are no streetlights. There are accidents all over the place. Hard to walk, hard to take a decent walk on any day and not come across at least some broken taillights. More often than not, you'll see a big accident. 2 cars wedged into each other in the middle of the road, Traffic's diverged. It happens a lot. You know why? Bad drivers. Older drivers, I think, should be tested more often. They do a thing where if you have a driver's license, you have to periodically, it's a long period of time before you have to be retested. You can generally just get an extension for a lot of years. But sometimes you got to go in for a retest. And when you get to be a certain age, I think you should have to do that more often. If not a written test, then at least the driving test. To show that the physical response is there. The hand-eye coordination is there. A person can know what the speed limit is and still not be able to maneuver a big, heavy car going 50 miles an hour. But I don't blame old people. And I don't always blame drunks. People are just inattentive. They're too comfortable. They're too safe. They've got insurance, or they don't. But bad drivers are a real problem. They're a problem in this town, Vegas, but they're a problem in other places I've been. Los Angeles, terrible. Boston, lethal. Quito in Ecuador, very bad drivers. Oh, they drive so fast in Latin America. Why? I don't know. It's as if it's part of the thrill that you might die. I don't really get it. But man, they drive like crazy on the streets of Ecuador. Quito, and also I was in Salinas for a while. And there are other places in Latin America too, worth discussing, but I'll discuss them later. Bad drivers, that really gets under my skin. You know why? It's not just annoying, it can be deadly. Thanks, but would you not kill me? I'd really find that annoying. Talk about a pet peeve. Getting killed by some schmuck in a car is definitely one of my pet peeves, but that's going to have to wait for another edition of Pet Peeves. Now, I do this every other Monday. I'm here at this YouTube channel. I alternate with my other show, Quotes and Quips, which is also here every other Monday, noon, Mountain Central Time. I leave the reruns of both these shows up, so you can always go back and catch episodes you haven't seen yet. And Quotes and Quips has a whole run of 2024 shows. So that's like 24 shows or something that you can enjoy, 26 I think, from 2024 right here on this YouTube channel. Also, I had a show in 2023 called Tracking the Lone Wolf. That's on its own YouTube channel called Tracking the Lone Wolf. So subscribe to that, check it out. Check out more of these shows. Check out my new album too. I'm Possible. I Am Possible, it's called. I''am Possible. It's a pop record, all new recordings, new songs, a lot of fun. Check it out, come back again. And until then, bye, Mary.